20 in New Orleans on the HPE and Hauntcon trade show floor. And I have with me one of my favorite vendors who we look forward to seeing every single year. And I'm gonna let her introduce herself. She's not a scary nurse in real life, but I mean, she just plays one on TV, right?
I sure do.
Yeah. But go ahead, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about your company.
Hi, I'm Elisa Socorro Kleckner from Scared of My Shadow. I am a leather mask maker, so I make all of these pieces, including the dental appliances. I sculpt and cast those. These are actually real dental acrylic.
Ooh.
That's right. Yes, I can floss. See how I over flossed? Too much. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off.
Please, yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, hi. It's reveal.
I am no longer scary. So I hand make all of these.
Yeah.
They're made out of vegetable tanned leather, which means it is a raw leather that I design, I laser cut, I hand stitch, wet form, hand dye, and then make all of my appliances. And in fact, this is really fun. So I 3D print my components, and this is the first time I'm 3D printing in steel, giving that a try.
Whoa, so wait, tell me more about that.
Yeah, so it is 3D printed in steel. So I designed the hardware piece.
Okay.
And had it made.
That's insane. This is real metal.
That's real metal, real steel.
That's incredible.
Right, so that'll work for some masks, but because steel can get heavy,
Yep.
right, it won't work for others. So
Right.
I'll still, retain some of the PLA, the plastics and things like that to keep, again, the masks lightweight.
Right.
But this is a nice lightweight mask to start. So to do steel, like, smile spreaders,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you gotta go there.
That way you can steal the show.
Love you.
Now, tell me a little bit more about your company. We first met you 2 years ago.
Yes.
During your first year here at the HPE show when they adopted Hauntcon. And we've just seen an incredible journey of you starting out as this tiny little booth with a couple of your beautiful masks. And we just have seen this incredible growth. Can you tell us a little bit more about that journey?
Sure. So I have over 50 original designs right now.
Yeah.
And I actually I'm getting smarter, and I'm actually using digital things better. So now I know, right? So I just updated my whole webpage to include a PDF catalog that's downloadable.
Oh, nice.
I'm working hard now. I know, like, green is important to me.
Yes.
And I know for some people leather, like, feels like it's not particularly green.
Right.
But not only am I trying to be green with paper, but leather can last for a really, really long time.
Right.
I mean, we're still finding old pieces of garments that are leather from all different millennia, right? So that's part of the reason why leather is important to me. Because within our industry, this will last.
Right.
So I've really embraced over the last few years, like, a culture of investment pieces.
Yeah.
You either can invest in them and put them in your window and it draws a lot of people in. You can invest in them and wear them in your haunt for 5, 6, 7 years. Or you can invest in them and, I don't know, put them in a film. I know you're out there. And I'm just very happy and proud to make these and keep making them and keep growing. And my line keeps expanding to include more sizes. Now everything is already adjustable in all kinds of locations.
Right.
But for instance, I was finding that I was having a lot of folks with smaller faces that were having problems finding things that fit them well. So
I'm one of them. I've got a small head, so.
So this year I made a point to create more pieces to size for smaller heads.
That's brilliant.
I have stuff for eyeglass wearers. I have stuff for larger heads, medium-sized heads, all different scales that go up this way and go out this way. So I'm still playing with scale. And, I'm always looking for new bones. So can I talk about this mask?
Please, yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and lay her down. All right. So I actually, one of my favorite things to do
Yeah.
is I collect specimens.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I life cast the specimens and cast them in a lighter weight material.
Right.
So I can A, make it more comfortable to
Yes.
wear, and B, also be able to manipulate the skulls
Yes.
to be whatever I kind of need them to be for the
For
application.
the piece, yeah. So it's not just a plop down whatever you find. It actually has a little bit more thought and design with the composition, right?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So like even hidden underneath here is a cow vertebrae.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's brilliant.
So there's also like, there's almost like little Easter eggs in some of the
Right.
masks as well, where there's nice little hidden features. This mask is completely see-through here, which is really fun because it gives the appearance that you can't see.
Right, right.
This is one of my very, very, very limited edition masks.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the other thing that I've been doing to change my lineup a little bit.
Yeah.
So I still have my production work, and then I have my very limited edition. And last year I had my first gallery show.
Congratulations.
It was a group show out in Burbank, California, at this lovely kind of dark art gallery called Black Sheep in Burbank. And so that was
cool.
really cool to participate and have my masks in a group show for that.
Yeah.
And I'm also working on some other gallery pieces. I just need to find the time to keep working on those gallery pieces.
Of course.
So yeah, and so the spectrum of the work that I'm doing just keeps broadening.
I mean, it's so cool to see your booth every year because, we come back and we see stuff that are trendy and, everyone's kind of picking up on what the industries are doing, but you just have a really unique take on pushing creativity to always be different.
Well, thank you.
So when we come to see your booth, we literally don't know what to expect because it's always something different. And so we appreciate that as, people who love the haunt industry. And I mean, obviously you're killing it in the art world. Can you tell me a little bit more about bridging the gap between, like a fine art space and how that comes into something to be a functional product?
Oh, that's a great question. So I'm meticulous and a little crazy, but it actually serves this product really well.
Yeah.
So I have been a professional costume designer for 2 decades. Can't believe it. Oh my God. Why did it become 2020?
I know, it's insane.
Okay. Yeah, so for 2 decades, I've been a professional costume designer.
Yeah.
So function matters. And aesthetic is important, but if the aesthetic doesn't function in a
Right.
safe
Right.
way or in a way that that supports the aesthetic, so the function has to support the aesthetic and the aesthetic has to support the function.
Correct.
And it's also because I have this training of 20 years
Yeah.
of professional costuming that I understand fit.
Yes.
And I understand comfort, and I understand what it means to perform.
Right.
Because I work from everything from, I've been working professionally in the theatrical
Yes.
industry for a long time. I also teach at a college, theatrical design. So I put everything into the practice of creating my work.
Right. Yeah, that's brilliant. It's a brilliant idea, and we love that you're sharing your passion with the industry. Do you have any cool stories from this year, from any customers, or anything standing out to you that it's just been like, oh, I love coming here and this is the reason why?
Well, okay, so I love coming here because, this is not a suck up, but I actually love you guys. Like, seriously, you guys are amazing.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate that.
I always enjoy. There's so many actually really, really lovely people that I get to come with, and the organizers of this event are freaking on par.
Right.
Like they have it down, and I love working with them. I love meeting retailers. That's always really exciting for me because I don't know, it's a whole different market for me.
Right.
That just happened. Like I didn't expect it, and so it's exciting when it actually becomes a good fit, when you find a new good fit.
Of course. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But okay, so I actually did a show in Saudi Arabia.
Really?
I did. It was the first ever horror convention in Saudi Arabia. It was over Halloween, which I have to say, not being in the States for Halloween was so hard.
Yeah,
like, it was just such a bummer not to be in the States. But I have never seen a group of people more excited about horror.
Yeah.
Like, literally giddy.
Yeah, I mean, it's not there's not as much exposure in the U.S. and other places. They don't have a lot of access like we do. Right.
And so, and it was also really interesting learning about the access.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I would have a clown mask, and there'd be like, everybody would be like, oh, that's the Joker, that's the Joker. And I was like, it's interesting because, like, it's not the Joker.
Right, yeah.
Because the Joker is licensed, and the
Exactly.
Joker is a very specific thing.
Right.
But there's just such a joy about kind of bringing in some of our horror culture.
Right.
And I had, oh my goodness, I had one lovely gentleman, like, telling me about, like, scary things in the Islamic culture.
Right.
And then he said, oh, tell me a little bit about scary things in your culture. And we, like, shared it, and he's like, oh, we should make a movie. And I was like, sure,
done.
Why
Let's
not?
do it.
But I think one of the most incredible things about that experience was it reminded me about cultures and the cultures in which we exist.
Right.
And I did a lot of cultural research before I went.
Of course.
So that I could be respectful and supportive and of hopefully a voice for women in arts in that community.
Yeah.
And I had so many amazing women come up to me and just ask me a ton of questions, and then afterwards just give me the most heartfelt thanks.
Of course.
Which was amazing. But I think one of the most striking things about, you know, taking your work somewhere else and we're all just people, right?
Course. Right.
And I do want to say, I did have a number of people come up to me and say, please go back to the United States and tell folks that we're not all what is portrayed on TV.
Right.
And it was so heartbreaking.
Of course.
So, all I have to say is freaking scare unites.
Yeah.
Like, there's no tomorrow. Like, I'm sorry, it gets me actually a little teary-eyed because it was such a moving thing, and to have met so many incredibly warm, loving people that then, you know, someone would pop out and scare them, and they would, like, get all giddy and laugh hysterically.
Yeah,
and
it's universal.
It absolutely is universal. So that was an incredible opportunity. Sorry, look.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. It's totally fine.
She's a weeper. No, I'm actually not a weeper, but it wasn't and it was hard. I'm not going to say it wasn't hard because as a female business owner, there were some hurdles.
Of course.
And then there were some places where I was surprised where there weren't hurdles.
Right. Well, speaking about, you know, being a woman in this industry, I've noticed with Hauntcon there seems to be a lot of female artists and vendors that are doing incredibly well. Can you tell me a little bit more about you know, Hauntcon's support with women in the industry?
Oh man. Okay, so little plug. So I'm actually on a panel a little later of women in haunting, and it's funny that last year was the first time like anybody really thought to do that.
Yeah.
That I've seen.
Yeah.
Right now, there are people that have web pages on Facebook and things like that are groups for women in haunting, which is fantastic.
Yes.
But why someone didn't pick up on that and decide to organize a panel based on it sooner. Yeah. So, like, freaking kudos to these guys for setting up a panel.
Yeah.
And we're actually really excited because next year, the panel, we're hoping to diversify it even more to get more voices within outside the group of just women, but other diverse groups that are part of the haunt industry that perhaps have been overlooked, but are just as important, if not more important.
Yeah, right.
Who knows?
And why is this important to be giving voices to these communities?
Okay, let's go back to scare brings us all together.
Yeah.
Right? So we're all a little kooky. Mm-hmm. We're all a little crazy. So if we stop and like somehow run each other down because of our differences.
Yeah.
What are we thinking?
Exactly.
Like, it's madness.
Yeah.
So why not spend more time raising each other up?
Yeah.
Because there's room for everybody.
Right.
There's room for every product.
Yes.
Right? And ultimately, we do this stuff because we really enjoy it.
Yes.
So how about we all just really enjoy it together?
Yeah.
And I don't know. We are a community.
Right.
But we can be better.
Yes.
And we can be a culture.
Yes. Ooh, I like that. From
Thank you.
community to culture. That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I actually was thinking a lot about that before. Probably going to talk about that a little bit more in the panel. I'm just going to warn you.
Yeah.
So if you come
that was
to the
a nice
panel,
little preview for us.
Yeah, because I've been really thinking about culture. Like Saudi Arabia
Right.
really made me think about culture and
Yeah.
how I can be a better advocate
Yeah.
about a positive culture.
Of course. Now, we talked about it a little bit before about how, we first met you when Hauntcon was here for the first time. Can you tell us a little bit more about the growth of the show and the collaboration between the Halloween Party Expo and Hauntcon and how that's changed over the years?
Well, boy, that's a great question. I mean, for me, I have found that it has provided this really interesting cross-section of people coming to see the product that wouldn't necessarily look at the product. And I'm talking also I had last year I had one gentleman come up he was a vendor on Halloween and Party Expo, one of the really big booths.
Yeah,
and he said, "We had a great year. I want that mask, that mask, that mask, that mask, that mask." And I'm like, "I want to celebrate. I want to buy some of your stuff." So there's also the fellow vendors are buying from each other too because they're excited to see each other's stuff.
Yeah.
But every year I keep meeting more retailers, and I love New Orleans, so there's that.
Of course.
But every year I make more and more. I wouldn't just say associates. I would just really say some friends.
Yeah.
And people that last year I hooked up with people that I'm like, they were starting a new haunt, and I'm like, I really want to come. And I came, and they were so lovely. They treated me like gold, and we had a great time. And I don't know. Again, it's culture.
Right.
It's,
of course.
It's the culture of it.
Yeah.
So I have found that the floor is just a dynamic floor, but it's not loud. It's not overly smoky.
Yeah.
You get to really talk to each other.
And that's what we noticed too, is there's more space to, and not just physically, but just in time and flow to actually have conversations with these people that you can collaborate with in this industry. It's insane.
Well, and it's really important for me personally. It's really important to build relationships with
Yes.
people. Again, my pieces are investment pieces, and I don't want you to buy anything that you aren't super excited about.
Right.
But then you should also feel confident in who the hell I am.
Right. Yeah.
Right. I am honest, and I represent myself exactly how I am.
Yeah.
I don't inflate prices. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. But if I don't get to just have that talk with somebody, then who am I?
Right. Yeah.
And I could be full of it.
Right.
But I think when I get the opportunity to actually have a sincere conversation with people, then I also can find out what they're interested in, and then we share ideas and get excited and bounce things off of each other, and and again, raise each other up.
Of course, you're sharing each other's passions and you're inspiring each other, and I mean it brings everybody into kind of a collective space. It's
what a haunt collective. That's right.
Right. All right.
Okay.
So that's going to go on our website in the front. Right? I think that's great. Well, we don't want to take up any more of your time. We know that the Hauntcon site is going to open up any moment here, and your booth is probably going to be flooded with people wanting to check out some more of those masks and chat with you. So I just wanted to thank you so much for being such a great friend to Haunt Collective, and also being a great representation for women in the industry, as well as artists in the industry. And we can't wait to see you grow. And will we be expecting you in Dallas next year?
Yeah!
Get it all, little longy. Get it all.
I tell ya.
Well, that's exciting. We very much look forward to seeing new masks next year, and maybe we'll see you, in between now and next year. And
I do hope so.
Yeah.
I do hope so. It's too much space in between.
I know it's too much space. But thanks again so much, and we look forward to an amazingly prosperous year.
Thank you, as always. You guys are the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys. Make sure you tune in throughout the day. We are going to be going live again with a bunch of different vendors. But for now, we're going to head out. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.